if I'm having a problem with somebody that I'm working with and I'm unable to help them, then that reflects more on me as a business coach than it does on them. Hello and welcome to the Space Between Ideas. I'm Blaine Gates. Today I am thinking through an issue and I'm not really sure how to think through it. And well, the whole point of teaching this book, Create Crucial Insight, over the past 5 or 6 years was so that I could develop thinking skills. And then at some point I would have enough confidence and vision to move forward with some endeavors. As you've noticed, recently I've been making more Space Between Ideas videos, and I also started another channel where I have created a different product and using YouTube to push and to explain and to express that other product. The whole point of having some thinking tools and being a business coach is to have access to a bunch of different material when you face a problem. I think one of the major focuses of our problems is usually related to people. And the first thing that happens as you start a new endeavor is you start to work with other people. And especially if it's a new endeavor, it's likely that you're going to start working with people that either might not be asking for a lot of money, or maybe they are trying to develop their skills. And so at some point you may feel that the service that they offer is not as valuable as perhaps you'd like it to be. This creates an unfortunate problem for a business coach, because the whole point of being a business coach is to develop people. Over the last few months, as I've been growing these 2 channels, I've been meeting with this intern to discuss the progress and to talk about potential changes to the course. I would say that in general, the feeling I have about the experience, it's kind of like that story about that one cyclist from the French Open or whatever, whatever that story that everyone's heard, but I don't remember the details about. And they talk about how they wanted to make every single thing 1% better. How do we make the pedals 1% better? And how do we make the tires 1% better? And how do we make our health 1% better? And our helmet 1% better? And our brakes 1%. As you understand the large complex map of things that influence your endeavor, and then you try to improve on all of those different things, then over time you're going to start getting better and better and better. I think that the intern made it very clear that they have the ability to listen. And well, that's good because I have the ability to talk. But at some point, you want your marketing intern to show that they are putting in effort to develop new skills and to continue in the path of learning. When they don't send you any material about things that they're learning, and they don't show that they're making any progress in their understanding of marketing, and they're not doing any courses, and they're not trying to improve their abilities, then at some point it just seems like, well, all the things that you're saying are things that I can just say to myself. Are you just a sounding board, or are you actually going to provide some new perspective that I don't currently have? This goes back to, if you look at my course, the very first thing that we talk about are the 3 fundamental functions of a business or entity, and they fall under the categories of making decisions. So that's the executive manager level, executives regarding vision, and managers regarding managing people with infrastructure and systems. 2, it's thinking frameworks and data analysis. You could be a coach for thinking frameworks and an analyst for data analysis. And finally, the following rules and procedures. These are the people who are actually doing the work, the people who are running the database, the people who are processing transactions, the people who are making sure that the factory floor is working, moving products around, doing the work. That's what creates this whole feedback loop of making a plan and then doing the plan, and making a plan and doing a plan. You're not going to make decisions unless you have created some kind of analysis And what are you going to analyze? Well, that's going to be what's actually happening in the business. And so you can see how these three different categories, you see what's happening, and then you analyze what's happening, you make some decisions, and then you get the coach to go tell everyone to get excited and try this new thing, and then you try it, and then you get the data, and then you crunch the numbers, and you make a new decision, and then, so you can see it just goes back and forth. I think my issue, strangely enough, is communication. I don't really know how to talk to a person and say, hey, I'd like you to show that you're bringing more to the table than just listening to me yap. I like it when people listen to me yap. But like, if you're going to be the analyst, so like, what are you going to be? Are you the person making the decision? Probably not. That's probably me, because I'm the one who is responsible for this endeavor. Are you the one who's actually doing the work? No, that's also me. So I'm the person who's making the videos and editing the videos. I made the product. I did all the research, and I tested out the concepts on hundreds of people over thousands of hours over many years. And then, like, so you're the analyst. And my question is like, okay, so what are you doing to become a better analyst? Now, when we think about an analyst and we go back to the concept of output, input, scenarios, choice, the first thing that an analyst needs to do is they need to think about output. And the reason is because output helps us to understand what's actually happening. And I would say in my case, yeah, I have like a pretty good level of performance, and I have some systems. And so actually output, there's nothing really to talk about right now. So let's move to input. So probably here in input, probably we want to talk about teamwork, and we want to clarify the roles that each member of the team is playing. Because if I'm dissatisfied with the way that things are happening in the endeavor, then it's likely that we haven't clarified the team roles clear enough. And so I have these unspoken expectations in my head, and I haven't been able to articulate them. There's a checklist called State Teamwork in the book Create Crucial Insight. That's probably the first place we need to be. Probably I need to create some kind of activity so that we can talk about what each member of the team is responsible for.